Welcome everyone for this special session on why study law and 5 reasons to start your CLAT 2020 prep, 22 prep right now. To introduce myself, my name is Mandar and I'm the lead mentor for IMS. I am myself a law graduate, having graduated from National Law University, Orissa. Today's session, as you all know, is going to be all about what law as a career is all about. So basically, before I come to the 5 reasons why we should start our CLAT prep right now and how we should go about it, let me tell you a little bit about law as a career. What are the different career opportunities all of you have if you have decided or if you're planning to go for law as a career in future. Also, we'll talk about the topmost law schools in the country, how you can get into those top law schools. That also is something that we are going to talk about. And then in the end, if you have any questions, if you have any queries, I'll be really happy to answer all of your questions. Okay. So to begin with, now, when we say law, right, we have certain perception. There are some things that come to our mind, right? How many of you decided for law, or how many of you decided that maybe thought about law as a career by watching Suits or something? Please raise your hands. How many of you have seen Suits? Anybody here? Okay, great. So see, a lot of students whom I meet on a regular basis, they come and tell me, sir, we have seen shows like Suits or Boston Legal, or obviously there are people who have lawyers in their family. So they have that kind of perception for law. I don't think here anybody would have decided for law by looking at Jolly LLB, right? That much I know. So this is how our perception is created. But let me tell you what is the true picture of law as a career. Okay. Now, earlier what used to happen in the past was that you could do only 3 years of law, that too after graduation. And after you finished your law degree, the only option that was there with you was to join a lawyer. You could join a senior lawyer, you could work under him for 10, 15 years, and then you would gain some experience, right? So it was a very, very long process. Now, what is the picture in the present? The picture in the present is that demand has outstripped the supply. Okay, the kind of good quality lawyers that are required in the market, not only by the courts, but also by law firms, companies, and across the world, those kinds of lawyers are not coming out. And the simple reason being that if you look at all the national law schools and other top law schools in the country, the number of lawyers which come out of it are very, very few in number. Okay, you know that there are lakhs and lakhs of engineers which come out of different engineering schools across the country. Compare it to an example of NLUs, where around 2,000 people graduate every year, right? So you can imagine the kind of quality of students who might be coming out and the demand the market has. So that is one big reason. The second thing is job opportunities have increased exponentially. Okay. Earlier, what used to happen was if I have to do law, I will go practice in a court. Okay. But now what has happened is different fields have come up. It's completely on you as to what interests you. And depending on that, you can decide on what field, what career you want to get in. And I'll tell you about careers in a good amount of detail so that you also get a clarity as to what is there for you if you finish law after 5 years. Okay, so that's also there. Foreign law firms have also started coming into India. They are also hiring lawyers from Indian law schools, and that has also changed the picture of how much these lawyers are earning these days. Okay, two more things I feel have changed law as a career in the entire country and in the world, especially if you talk about India, right? One thing that changed how we saw lawyers or law as a career was the introduction of national law schools, okay, or the 5 year law course. Earlier, what used to happen was it was a 3 year law course which you could do after your graduation was over. In 1980s, in 1988, 89, the first national law school in India was established in Bangalore, and they came up with a revolutionary program which was a 5 year law. So you don't have to wait for a graduation. You could directly start your law after 12th and you could save 1 year. So that completely changed the picture of law as a career and law degree in India. And subsequently, the rest is history, right? So many of these national law schools, so many private law schools have opened up and they are doing incredible work, right? The second thing was LPG. So when I say LPG to you, what comes to your mind? Liquefied petroleum gas? Does that come to your mind? Or is it liberalization, globalization, and privatization? Right? So what happened in 1990s was that our economy opened up, right? And these companies started growing, people from outside started coming in, they started their own businesses, foreign investment started coming in, and that completely changed how corporate lawyers worked in India. Okay, so earlier people were doing law for the sake of it. Okay, but after that it completely changed the picture, and the growth of corporate law and the growth of corporate lawyers that started in our country, and that completely changed the picture of law as a career in future. Okay, so these were some of the reasons why law has now become one of the most sought after careers in India. In fact, it is at the top in India if you look at this career. Okay, now, these are the kinds of packages which I was talking to you about. 15 to 18 lakhs per annum is the starting salary. If you are in a good law firm from a good law school, this is something you can expect. Foreign law firms have also started coming into India, and they are offering something like 60 to 70 lakhs as the starting salary per annum. Okay, so that's the kind of opportunity people are getting. Now, as I was telling you, that eventually there are a lot of different career options which you can get into, and some of the important ones I'm going to talk to you about so that you have certain clarity about it. Okay, now first one is what we call litigation. Litigation means going to the court, arguing for your client. That is where the real charm of law is, that you get to wear the black coat, you go into the court and you argue for your client. Okay, you can be a civil lawyer, you can be a criminal lawyer, you can be a tax lawyer, depends on your interest. Okay, the only issue here is that when you start, there is a lot of struggle involved, right? So you have to work for some years before your name is there in the market. But after your name is there, then sky is the limit. You can't even imagine the kind of earning you will have, and apart from that, the kind of position you will have in the society, right? So this is a wonderful option. But because there is a lot of struggle involved initially, most of the law graduates these days, they try to get into this field, which is they try to become a corporate lawyer. They try to work in a law firm. Okay, so there are good law firms in our country like Amarchand Mangaldas, Khaitan and Company, Luthra and Luthra. Many of these firms you might have heard about, right? So this is where the big money is. This is where you get a starting package of 15 to 18 lakhs per annum. But again, if you look at the life, it's a little bit harsh compared to litigation. And because of the simple reason that eventually there are long work hours, you handle billion-dollar transactions. Okay, so basically, see, a law firm is a partnership of lawyers. Okay, so when some of the lawyers they come together and they start a partnership, okay, then that is what we call a firm. And when that firm deals with law, we call it a law firm. Okay, so these people they advise big companies on how they should follow law. Due diligence work is done. So if two big companies are coming together for a big corporate deal, billion-dollar deal, then lawyers have to look at the deal and they have to decide whether going through it is a wise decision or not. Okay, so they have to look at the legal points and also that's the kind of work you get to do if you become a corporate lawyer, right? So this is another wonderful option that you have if you decide to go for law. So M&A basically stands for mergers and acquisitions. Okay, so when two big companies merge together, so lawyers are required because they look at the position of both the companies and then they decide whether that merger can be done or not. Okay, so all that kind of work these corporate lawyers do. Okay, wonderful option. uh, Then obviously you can become a in-house counsel. So every big company, they have their own legal department. So whether it's banks, whether it's companies in telecom sector, every single company that you can think of will definitely have a legal department. They can't survive without it. A very comfy, cushy, high paying job compared to a law firm. Amazing opportunity that all of you have if you wish to go into it. Okay. Then, how many of you have heard of something called intellectual property law? Raise your hands. Anybody who has heard of trademarks, copyrights, patents, right? So if you've heard of it, then you might know that lawyers are required for this. Okay, so there are lawyers who specialize in IPR, very good field, a field of the future, especially it's growing in India continuously. So trademarks are given for brands, logos. So if there's a half button Apple on a phone, what is it? It's the Apple's brand. It's an Apple's trademark, right? Copyrights are given for literary work. So books, movies, songs, lyrics, paintings, all of that are protected by copyright. And patents, as you know, are given for invention. So in all of these fields, lawyers are required. There are many law firms which specialize in this area. So agar aapko interest hai, you can go for this option also. Okay. Government jobs. And when we talk about government jobs, we are not talking about being a clerk or something, right? We are talking about being a civil servant, going for a UPSC, IAS, IPS, IFS, going for judiciary, going to become a public prosecutor, government counsel, and PSU job. जो public sector undertakings है बड़ी बड़ी, they also hire lawyers at a very, very competitive salary, same as how private companies give you. Okay. Many people actually don't know that you can become a judge at the age of 23, 24. Okay. Fresh out of law school, you can write the judiciary exams as of now. And if you clear that exam, you can become a judge at that young age. So just imagine you being a judge at that young age, the kind of prestige, the kind of money, the power you hold, wonderful opportunity. Okay. Civil services, again, how many future civil servants here? Raise their hands. Excellent. So see, if you are planning to go for civil services in future, of course, law can be a wonderful degree to go with for two reasons. One, a lot of your syllabus, a lot of general studies, constitution, all of that is covered in law school. And secondly, you always have a wonderful fallback option. So if by chance, if it doesn't work out, you always have a good professional degree in your hand. So that is the reason why so many of these NLU graduates and others, they are going for civil services as an option. Okay, so that is something you can look at. So if you are interested in these fields, obviously you can go for it. One, again, wonderful field is to become a media entertainment lawyer. So many of my friends, they work in big companies like Netflix or even Amazon or Hotstar in Mumbai. And they get to interact with celebrities, they get to go to parties, they get amazing packages from the very beginning. So you have that kind of a life. Okay, so that's one part of being in one part of being a media entertainment lawyer. But then again, you can work for print media. There is an area called legal journalism. So if you're interested, you can go for it. And other fields you can see on the screen, right? So this is again a wonderful area which attracts a lot of young law graduates. If you're interested, why not, right? If you have interest in teaching, if you wish to be a law professor, again, this is something which a lot of students aspire for. For this, apart from the 5-year law, you will have to take an LLM degree, okay, which is a master's in law degree. If you take that one, you are eligible to become a professor also. Later on, there are some exams that you're supposed to write, but that is an addition to these degrees, okay? So wonderful field. Again, another very, very good field that I've seen students going into is a field called JAG, Judge Advocate General. So Army, Navy, Air Force, they hire lawyers every year in their executive branch. Okay. And you start as an officer, you stay at the command position, command centers of the Army. You don't go on the front line, obviously, but it has its own charm. Okay. So I know many of these judge advocate generals, and you can't even imagine the kind of life they have right now. Okay, everything more or less is free. Plus, you are an officer of the Indian Army or Navy or Air Force. Again, wonderful field. So again, if you want to go for this, you can write an exam in your 5th year of law school. If you clear it, you become a JAG. Okay, so all of these options, which you can see on your screen, are available to all of you just with a 5-year law degree. So if you want to go for international organizations like United Nations or International Court of Justice, or big NGOs like Greenpeace or others, this is also a field which uh, provides all of that. Okay, so this is a summary of all the career options that I've discussed with all of you. It's not limited to this. There are many other things, but these are the most lucrative and important ones. So I thought I will discuss with all of you. Okay. Also, if you have any questions, I will be very happy to take your questions in the end. Listen to me carefully, and then we'll have a question answer round. Okay. Uh, Again, a lot of students ask me, sir, who should pursue law? Okay, they introspect, or maybe they have certain notions about themselves, and they ask me, sir, tell us the qualities which are required. Now, there are 3 things, according to me, that you should build in you. It's not like you should have it to decide on a career like law, but this is something that you should build over time if you don't have it right now. Okay, first is good people and communication skills, right? A lawyer should know how to talk to people. Can you imagine a lawyer who is shy, who can't speak, right? A judge is asking him something and he's shy, he's smiling, he can't read, right? That can't happen, right? So good people and communication skills are very, very important, and this is something that you should work on continuously. A lot of people come and tell me, sir, we are debaters, we participate in MUNs, and that is why. And some people also tell me, sir, we're very good with arguments, we argue all the time, right? So that's why we thought we'll become a lawyer. That much is not required, but you should build this quality. Okay. Second is logical thinking. A lawyer can tell you how to similar things are different, right? Because they can think on their feet, they can think under a pressured environment, right? So logical thinking capacity is very much required. And when you go into law school, this is what they prepare you for. Okay, so it's not like you need to have it right now. Okay, this is what the law school culture and environment is all about. They provide you with these things. Okay, and third is voracious reading. Again, a lot of misconceptions that lawyers are boring. They're always into books. They don't do anything else, and there are huge books that they read all the time. Now, to bust that myth, okay, there are huge books in the library that you will definitely find in law school, but eventually lawyers do so many other things apart from just being into books, because books are very important for any profession. And even in those huge books, you don't have to read the entire book. You just have to take out 2 pages which are relevant, or 3 pages which are relevant to you. You have to read that. You have to keep the book back to where it was. Okay, so it's not like we have to always be into books. Okay, in fact, if you go to law school, you will find that studying or being in the library is just one small part of your entire experience. Okay, people participate in debates. There is something called moot court competitions where you get to argue as a lawyer. There are constant cultural activities, sports, singing, dancing, foreign languages, paper writing. Whatever you are interested in, you can participate in that, and that is available to you in law school. So law school is going to provide you with that kind of exposure. It's not limited to only books. Okay, so keep that in mind. uh, Now that we are done with basically your career options, let me tell you which are the best law schools that all of you can go for. Now, this is not an exhaustive list, but these are some of the best schools that all of you should target. Okay, so all the ones which have NLU or NLS, NALSAR, NUJS, all of that written, they are all national law schools, NLUs, National Law Universities. Apart from that, there are some very good private law schools also, which all of you can aspire to get in. So the best law school in India is located in Bangalore. It's called NLSIU Bangalore, National Law School of India University. Then you have Nalsar, Hyderabad, NUJS, Kolkata, Delhi, Jodhpur, Bhopal, Mumbai, Gandhinagar, Raipur, Lucknow, Patiala. There are many other law schools which you can try to get in. There are some very good private law schools also which you can aspire to get in, like Jindal Global Law School in Sonipat, Symbiosis in Pune. You have Indian Law Society in uh, Pune again, Government Law College in Mumbai. So all of these are very, very good, excellent colleges, which all of you can aspire to get in. Now, how do you get in? Okay. So there are some good entrance exams, which all of you can write. And I will talk about the difficulty and other aspects which are related to this entrance exam in a while. Okay. Now, there are 22 NLUs in our country, and they have a joint entrance exam called CLAT, okay, Common Law Admission Test. Now, like you have for IITs, you have CLAT for NLUs. In this, you will be tested on 5 subjects, okay? First, English, which we call verbal ability and reading comprehension. Then you have GK, current affairs. Then third, which many of you would fear, which is mathematics, but it's only up to 10th standard. Very, very basic mathematics, okay? Then you have legal aptitude and logical reasoning. So 5 subjects that you are tested on are these ones which are listed on the screen. Now, one thing that you will understand by looking at this is that more or less these subjects have nothing to do with what you are doing in your 11th and 12th, right? English focuses more on your vocabulary and your reading skills, okay? GK, current affairs, depends on how much newspaper you read. So how many people here read a newspaper daily? Please raise their hands. Very good. So there are a couple of students, but if you are serious about law as a career, this is something that you should do every single day. GK, current affairs, if you want to improve, and GK current affairs is 25% of your paper. It's for 37 marks. Can you imagine? It's very, very important, right? So newspaper reading is very important. And newspaper reading is going to help you in 3 ways, okay? First, it will improve your current affairs GK. Second, it will improve your English, okay? Because as I said, it will improve your vocabulary, right? And the third thing, and most important according to me, is that it will improve your reading skills. How quickly to read something and to grasp the most out of it. This is something that you will slowly learn when you start reading a newspaper, right? So newspaper reading is must. Do start it as soon as possible. Then maths again is only up to 10 standard. Legal aptitude you've never studied. Logical reasoning you've never studied. So more or less everything is going to be new. And that is one reason why law as a career is open for students from any stream. Science, commerce, arts, doesn't matter. Whichever field you come from, you can go for this career. Okay. So in total 150 questions, you get 2 hours and there is a negative marking of 0.25. Okay. Look at ALIT. ALIT is the exam which you require for an NLU, which is in Delhi. So there is an NLU called NLU Delhi, which requires AI-LET exam. Okay, same 150 questions, 150 marks, but instead of 2 hours in CLAT, here you only get 90 minutes. 90 minutes for 150 questions. Again, a negative marking of 0.25. Okay. Then you have an exam called Maharashtra Law CET. So I talked about 2 colleges earlier, right? Government Law College in Mumbai and Indian Law Society in Pune. If you want to go there, you will have to write Maharashtra Law CET exam. Same 150 questions, 150 marks. You get 2 hours, no negative marking. Symbiosis has an exam called SLAT, Symbiosis Law Admission Test. Same 5 subjects more or less. You get 2.5 hours and no negative marking. So these are some of the important exams that you will be writing, and these are the subjects that you will be preparing for. Okay. Now let's come to when to start and 5 reasons why we should start the preparation as soon as possible. Okay. Now, if you look at the competition, okay, the total number of seats in all the NLUs combined is around 2,800, 2,900. Okay. Total takers in 2020 around 68,000. Okay, you can imagine, and this is including everybody, okay, including the reserved seats also. So for general, there are around 1100 to 1200 seats, and you will be competing with around 80 to 90,000, because this is 2020. Even during the pandemic, there were 68,000 people. So you can imagine in 2021, it is expected to touch around 80,000. And if you write the exam in 2020, it will be close to 1 lakh. Okay, so that's the kind of competition you're going to face. So why do we start early? 5 reasons. Okay, first, I've already talked about, see, keep this in mind. This exam is not necessarily difficult because the subjects are difficult. Okay, if you pay attention, if you study well, subjects are not going to be an issue. Okay, this exam is difficult because of the competition you are going to face. If you think you are very good, there might be 1,000 students who are even better than you. So how do you get ahead of them? That's the biggest challenge. Okay, and when you have 70, 80,000 students from all across the country, you can imagine the kind of the level at which you will have to study and you will have to prepare. So that is something that you should keep in mind. Another thing that I always tell students is that competitive exams, especially law related entrances, right? They do not test your knowledge. Okay. That's just one part of it. Majorly, they test your aptitude. Okay. How well you can perform under pressure when the clock is ticking. That is what they want to see. So if your aptitude is not great, and if you have entirely throughout your school have focused on just passing, getting good grades, then your aptitude may not be that sharp. Your aptitude may not be that great. Okay. So keep in mind, the earlier you start, the better you have a chance that you can build this over time. Okay. Another thing which a lot of students ask me is, sir, we have to prepare for our boards. We have to prepare for a competitive exam. If we start early, will we jeopardize any of this? And my answer is a big no. Okay, you can easily prepare for both of these things together. In fact, a majority of the students do the exact same thing across the country. And I'm not even talking about law entrances. See any of the top entrances in the country, whether it's IIT, NEET, CLAT, any other top entrance exams, you will find that people end up preparing along with their boards. Okay, and it's not a tough task, it's very easy, and I'll tell you in a while how you can all do it. Okay, one thing which you will all agree with is that the earlier you start, the better you are acquainted with the subjects, and then better your chances of succeeding. Because as I told you, right, there are some things which just can't be done in a month or a 2 month span, right? It requires longer commitment. And that's why, for example, if you have to improve your reading skills, or if you have to improve your verbal ability, if you have to improve your vocabulary, or if you want to know what is happening in the world, because see, 1 year worth of current affairs comes in GK, at least 1 year. Okay, so if you start something like 1 month before the exam, or even 6 months, 8 months, 9 months before the exam, doing that, putting up a habit of reading GK. So it's not about covering 1 year worth of current affairs. It's also about putting up a habit, a daily habit of reading GK. And it takes time. Okay, I was in your position a few years back, and I also did the same thing. I started early, and that gave me a very good edge over others because I was very good in GK over time. Okay, so that's something required. Same goes with legal. And considering that the CLAT pattern has changed a little, those people are very clear. Anybody who reads on a regular basis for a long period of time, they have a better chance of succeeding. Just look at their paper and you'll understand what I'm talking about. Okay, so it's very, very important that you keep that in mind. Uh, Last reason, which I think, again, you all know, that success chances are greater with long-term commitment rather than a rushed preparation after your boards. Okay. In fact, you won't believe this. I interact students on a regular basis. I interacted with this girl few months back, And she told me, sir, I want to prepare for law entrances. Please tell me everything. I want to start as early as possible. So I did explain her everything. And she said, sir, please tell me your latest batch. I want to join as soon as possible. And then I asked her, okay, which standard you are in so that accordingly I can tell you when to start. And she said, sir, I'm in ninth standard. Can you imagine a ninth standard student telling me, sir, I want to prepare for law entrances, which actually she is supposed to write after her 12th standard? And I asked her this as to how did you get this thought of starting this early? And she said, sir, I don't want to compromise with my college. I want to get into the best school. And secondly, to get into the best, I will have to compete with the best. And I don't want to take any chances. I want to start as early as possible so that it becomes easier for me. Okay, a lot of the students who crack these exams, they have the same mindset and they do crack the exams. Okay, so I hope through these 5 reasons, you also would have understood that starting early for law entrances is the best idea to go about these entrance exams in future, right? Now, the obvious question is, sir, you've told us start early, manage with your goals, but how do we do it, right? How do we manage CLAT prep along with our 11th, 12th studies? So let me tell you a little bit about it. You don't need to study for CLAT for more than 30 minutes to 1 hour daily, okay? And that is something which you can easily take out. 30 minutes to 1 hour, I've read some newspaper in the morning, then I studied something and I revised it on a regular basis. Okay, so this is something easily manageable. Okay, then consistency is the key, right? So it can't be that sometimes what happens, students and parents tell me, sir, he had listened to you, he heard you and he went home, he was very excited, studied for 5 hours, and then it suddenly became 4, then 3, then 2, then 1, 30 minutes, sometimes it goes into negative, right? So it doesn't have to be like that. If you feel like 30 minutes is enough for you, do 30 minutes of studies every single day. Okay, you should not break that chain. If you decide you can study more, why not? Okay, again, follow current affairs regularly. Reading a newspaper daily is a habit that all of you should put if you are serious about cracking law entrances. So this is something that you have to do, and it will take you in the beginning maybe 1 hour, 1.5 hour to study the newspaper, read the newspaper. Then it will slowly come down as you get acquainted with the important news, where they come, what kind of news is important. So that will happen. Okay. One more thing which students do every year is that they go through their basics for CLAT before their boards. Okay. So that when they come up after their boards, only touch-ups, practice, workshops, mock test solving, that is left, so that they can dedicate their entire time towards that. Okay. Rather than doing their entire syllabus again and again, right? Identify time windows in the 11th 12th curriculum year which you can devote, so you're not busy all the time, right? You might have certain periods where you have to submit your projects, or you might have pre-boards or some other kind of school exams. Removing that, there is a lot of time which all of you have. Okay, I have gone through the same process, so I know that, right? So take out those chunks of time and then utilize that in preparing for law entrances. Okay. So that after your boards are over, you are completely focused towards more and more practice and then test taking, which according to me is very important. Okay. So this is how you can easily manage your CLAT prep along with your 11, 12 studies. Before I open the floor for questions, as you know, IMS is one of the leaders when it comes to law entrance preparation. This is again a result of CLAT and AILET 2020 and other law important exams. And so many of our students for the past 13, 14 years have cracked into every single top law school in the country. And you can always be part of this league of these top students, right? For all of your information, these are the latest batches that we are starting for law preparation. There might be many students who might be preparing for CLAT 2021 also. For them also, these batches are open. There is a crash course batch. So this year what has happened is that the board exams have been postponed. So you have a very good time in between which you can utilize. So there is no rushed preparation. You can go slower. You can finish your syllabus by March maximum, and then you can go ahead with your board preparation. In fact, the syllabus will finish before even March, right? So first two are the long-term batches for students who are in 11th and 12th, and the last one is a crash course batch for 12th students. That option is also available. Okay, so if you want to take a screenshot of this, you can, so that you know about the information. And please get in touch with your nearest IMS center, and they will tell you the other details, the fee details, and about batches also in detail. So don't worry. Okay. Now I will open the floor for questions. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask me. Okay, sir, is DU not good for CLAT? So Anushka, DU doesn't offer a 5-year law program. Okay, Delhi University only offers a 3-year program, which you can do only after your graduation. So for that, you will have to write the DU LLB exam, and that's how you can do it. But compared to NLUs and the 5-year law program, DU is not that great. Okay, first your objective should be, let's try to get into a 5-year program. If that doesn't work out, then maybe after finishing our graduation we can have the other program. Okay, Gia has asked, so what is the difference between LSAT and CLAT in terms of their syllabus? So LSAT is for Jindal and other schools. In LSAT, you are not tested on 5 subjects. You are tested basically on 2 subjects. One is verbal ability, and second is logical reasoning. Okay, so there are 3 parts, but these 2 major subjects. Okay. Uh, Sir, I'm a science student, but I'm a little bit doubtful. Okay, so this is something which a lot of students ask me, and let me answer this question. I'll just take a few seconds, okay? See, one thing that I've seen is, and these are facts, you can Google it, you will know about this in detail. 51% of the students who crack CLAT every year, who are the toppers, are all science students. Okay, and this is something which amazes a lot of people, because people think your law and CLAT is for commerce or arts students. Science students who don't go for it, right? But that's completely opposite. There is a saturation level which has come up in different fields, and law has come up as one of the best alternatives in India. So many science students are also going. Now the question is, how do we manage our time? See, it's difficult, and it's not only difficult for science students but also difficult for other students, because in commerce also, in arts also, you get a lot, your time is mostly occupied. Okay, but as I said, you don't need to give too much time on a regular basis. You can decide maybe 2-3 hours in a week I will prepare for CLAT. Okay, so it doesn't have to be I have to prepare every single day. Eventually you can be okay, I can read newspaper every day. Okay, but even if you are given, if you're able to give 2-3 hours in a week, that should be more than enough. After your boards are over, then you will have to dedicate your entire time towards CLAT, and that is easily manageable. So I don't think uh, that should be a problem. And also, if you have any doubts, I will share my email ID with all of you. You can write to me and we'll speak on the phone also. No issues. Okay. Sir, I'm in 11th, haven't yet begun with CLAT preparation. Is it still not late? No. So basically, if you are in your 11th standard, you're not late at all. That's in fact the best time to begin. So that when you're in the 11th standard, your entire syllabus is covered. When you come in the 12th standard, your entire focus is on writing more and more tests, analyzing them, practice sessions, your past paper sessions. So you're not late at all. And as I said, write to me and I'll explain you in detail as to how you can go about it. Okay. Nehal asks, will the preparation for LSAT and CLAT similar? Okay, so one thing that I want to tell you is, eventually, uh, the best part about all these law entrance exams is, more or less the syllabus for all of these entrance exams is the same. Okay, so in LSAT you are tested on 2 subjects, in all the others you are tested on 5 subjects, but same subjects. Okay, so that way when you prepare for one exam, you're preparing for more or less every exam. Okay, there's some difference in the pattern, but that is taken care of when you prepare for your exams. Okay. What are the opportunities that you know of for LLM business law? So you have good opportunities. So if you do your LLM in business laws, you can be part of law firms. You can become a law professor. Obviously, you can work in PSUs where they pay a little bit more attention to LLM. So opportunities are there. Can you briefly tell about the pros and cons of pursuing criminal law, and is going to be a good option? See, keep in mind that if you are a student right now and if you're planning to go into law school, go with an open mind. I never tell a student to decide their law field before even going into a law school. Okay, because the problem with that is that, see, understand this, you will be taught around 40 to 50 subjects in law school, different subjects: criminal law, corporate law, IPR, constitutional law, administrative law, taxation, property law, so many different laws, right? Eventually, what you end up liking is something that you don't know right now. Okay, so go to the law school with an open mind, try to learn everything, and then decide whatever interests you, go ahead with it. Okay, many people tell me, so we want to be corporate lawyers. Turns out when they go to law school, they don't even like corporate law and they end up becoming constitutional lawyers, right? So always do that. Criminal law, again, is a good option. The pro with it is that it's very interesting. You get to meet with clients, you get to practice law in court, and you can make a change, right? Cons are eventually that the only option left when you practice criminal law, one is that you can practice in courts. That's the major option. Apart from that, if you pursue criminal law, you can become a professor also, but there's no position, more or less, if you want to go to a corporate law firm or a big company, then criminal law won't help you. Okay. Anything else? Any other question that you have? No. So GI, you don't need to prepare separately. It will be taken care of. Okay. Same subjects. And mock tests are given for every entrance exam. So basically you will be getting mock tests for LSAT also, you'll be getting it for CLAT also, ALIT also, MHCT, SIMBI, everything. Okay. What books or study material? So there are good logical reasoning books. If you join IMS, you don't have to look into books and all, because we provide you with all set of material which is required to prepare for logical reasoning. If you don't want to prepare, you can just buy those books from us and your logical reasoning will be taken care of. Ashmita, best newspaper. So yes, so one thing that you need to follow is that always read a good newspaper. So it's better that you read The Hindu or Indian Express. These are two which we generally recommend. Others are more or less masala newspapers. Okay, so there you may not find the best info. Yes, so study material for LSAT is more or less taken care of because the subjects, topics are more or less exactly the same. So there's no difference. It's taken care of. Okay. So thank you so much, everyone. It was wonderful interacting with all of you. I am also dropping my email ID in case if you have any questions, do write to me and also get in touch with our nearest IMS center so that they can help you and they'll give you free one-on-one counseling also. So take benefit of it. Okay.
To know more about GSL, join us on our Telegram community channel, wherein we keep on posting everything related to legal entrance examinations. You can also follow us on our Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube channels.